Welcome mates, I'm BloodThirstyLord by Lordy, and today we're back on Warhammer 40K Darktide, and Fatshark finally addresses the cash shop and crafting system problems that have been occurring from day one of launch, and hopefully with news about a new rework system for those categories to be placed into the game very soon. We'll highlight those juicy details in today's video, so you mates do not want to miss out. Make sure to click the subscribe button and also the bell notification button with all notifications on to keep up to date, and also press that join button to become a member on the channel. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Darktide is a very unique game, and it has so much going for it. The potential is unmatched to any other game that came out this year for the multiplayer experience. I believe it's the best multiplayer game of the year of 2022, no doubt whatsoever. Incorporating high action, gory moments alongside with the Warhammer 40K universe and its lore, the rich stories that can be told in Darktide alongside it, it is amazing. And for any existing player or new player, this is a great addition to their game library and their experiences in first-person shooters in the Warhammer universe. And the game is sold at a lower price compared to a full-price game, so that's good to see. But alongside those praises and those benefits of what the game can offer, there's also some negatives. And what happened on day one was the false introduction of a crafting system to be in its complete state on day one. That was not matched, it was incomplete, which made it hard for those players that grinded out the game, putting hundreds and hundreds of hours in the closed beta while getting those materials in order to use the crafting system at its fullest. And sadly, that was not there. Alongside one of the new features in the game being the cash shop on day one of launch. And that made it kind of weird because there seemed to be no quality of life changes anywhere else, but there was a new microtransaction, a premium shop, a cash shop where players can buy skins for their characters. And the ideology of having a cash shop in games or microtransactions in games is pretty much notoriously known in every game that comes out these days. For better or worse, whatever it may be, other games fall to the demise of having a bad cash shop, Halo Infinite, and other games don't have many issues. So that's what we expected from Darktide and Fatshark, that this game wouldn't have too many issues in the cash shop department, as it would provide a system that is fair for the players in order to purchase some skins, help out the company through development costs, and hopefully help with future development of Fatshark, but at a price that isn't too much for the consumer, being the player. But in this case, I would say the prices are ridiculous and pretty much match Halo Infinite's microtransaction store, which is kind of devastating. Due to the fact that there's some issues with currency when currency is unmatched, so if you want to buy a bundle for a skin that's valued at this amount of dollars, which is quite a bit, you can't actually get one bundle to purchase one skin. You would have to purchase two bundles and have currency left over, which you cannot use unless you buy another bundle, which becomes like this rolling effect, a snowball effect, when you need to purchase complete bundles, non-stop other bundles in order to purchase a skin that you want, which is unfair. Usually, the best way of doing this is having a price that is matched in the bundle, price to the actual skin itself. So there's easy conversion, they get their one skin, there's no leftover currency, doesn't feel like they've been cheated in the system in any way, or have some predatory actions when it comes down to the microtransactions and how they are sold to the players. But what adds to the burn, there is actually customization in the game that you can earn through penance, through challenges, through completion of reaching a certain level. You can get customization, but that customization is not even close to the customization in that quality that you can get from the cash shop. The cash shop items just seem more appealing, and they seem to be more of a must-have customization compared to the free customization systems they can earn in-game. Then further adding to that burn, there is also the fear of missing out through timers on these actual pieces. So the bundle may leave where you can't purchase that complete set ever again, or it may reappear in the future, but we don't know that. So the idea of fear of missing out when it comes to these items are there, making players actually pay for the customization bundles at a really high price, taking advantage of their community, which is unfortunate because I don't think that's the true intention from Fatshark. This game being developed in a certain way like they have, it shows that they want to create something special here, something amazing for the community to enjoy as well, since they're so passionate about the Warhammer 40k universe, and there's so many new players coming in, enjoying Warhammer games because of Darktide. So I believe it's in the best interest for Fatshark and Darktide to be completely transparent to the community, which I think they try to achieve in this PC Gamer article. As in the article itself, it does mention the idea of predatory bullshit when it comes down to the aspect of the bundles being priced at a certain way when it pretty much doesn't match the actual skins itself. And according to the Fatshark lead developers, and they said, we want to be fair, it's disappointing to see those posts, as Fatshark co-founder did mention in the interview, and continues to say that's the last thing we want to be. The whole thing is to get people, if they want to buy it. That's the idea. Which I can understand, the idea that there is an extra option for players to maybe purchase some type of customization is there, I understand. But there's also a system that could be placed into here, like many other games have, where you can earn currency to purchase at the cash shop. So you don't have to actually always use cash in order to purchase a skin, but there's another alternate way to actually gain stuff in the game being some type of material which you can convert into the currency to purchase in the cash shop. I think that'd be reasonable for any player in Darktide, and it'll be a good quality of life change for players that want to buy the skin instantaneously, or wait for the skin to come back, or be on a rotation, or wait for a new bundle to come out when they have currency ready to purchase that new bundle that they desire. I think that's a good idea. And they also continue to state in the article, we forgot to add one of the bundles. The idea was always to be 1-to-1. We realized a bit too late that one of the bundles wasn't in. It takes a bit of time to get it approved and stuff like that, but we for sure need to improve on that, and we hear people. This sentence structure, oh my god. And they say we got that one wrong. We need to rectify that to make sure people don't have that friction at all. And I think the best way to rectify this issue is by refunding players that already purchased the skins the currency that they would have had if they purchased the skin at a lower cost, or with the right amounts, and they get refunded the rest of the amounts plus more. I believe all players should have a bit of currency left in their account added in, no matter if they had a certain bundle or not, being the Imperium bundle, because that had a couple of the actual currency in there as well. But if that isn't the case, I feel like some players should be rewarded at least 1,000 of that currency in order to purchase a skin or something from a store. I would believe that is the best choice of action when it comes to rectifying this issue, to highlight to the people, the community, the passionate community, that this isn't what they intended. Because the idea of having a 1-to-1 bundle in the game seems like it should be very easy to do, and as over here, it seems like it was a difficulty to add it in, which is kind of confusing because I don't feel like it's that difficult to add another bundle with another set amount, and that's pretty much it. So I don't know about this one. Kind of feels weird to hear this. And they mentioned that it is an honest mistake on their part, as the team focused on fixing bugs during the beta period, though he understands players will be skeptical of that answer, as rightfully so, since it doesn't seem like it's the best course of action, and it only seems to garner more value towards the actual cosmetics in the store, which they make more money at the end of it. If that's the goal, that would have been achieved in this couple of weeks leading to this post, or a future change. And they also mentioned you have to price everything differently in all regions, so whenever you release, every time you release something, you have to go through pricing it in all regions and making sure it works. That is something that this helps with. We just have to price it once, and then we can sort that out in game. And if that was the case, why can't they just actually have the bundles initially correct? As they mentioned here, if they could just sort it out in game quickly, they can do maybe a hotfix to adjust that right now. But that hasn't been changed in any capacity. Then another launch day issue that isn't the performance that occurred on day one, and that is still occurring to a certain degree, but it's the crafting system. This was disclosed to be a full crafting system added in day one as launch, but majority of the features come up as open soon. And the reason behind this is the amount of time we spent on the store compared to the crafting system is just a fraction. I actually think we spent too little time on the premium store. We should have spent more time getting the bundles right. That was said by Fat Shark, the co-founder, allowing for public acknowledgement of the mistake that occurred. And the next element they do mention is we had another crafting system that we realized just wasn't good enough. So we ripped it out and started over and created a completely new crafting system, which will be much better. When we took that decision, it was not a happy day in the office, but we felt that we had to do it, and it's going to come, and it's going to come very soon. And I'm guessing that's coming out sometime this month. If so, that's good to see. That's a good quality of life changer that should have been added on day one, but still gets added either way. They also provide a deep understanding of what the system is. If we release a system and it's in there and people are using it, it's really hard to rip out that system and replace it with another system, due to the fact that people have already invested in the previous system, and from a back-end perspective, it's going to be a nightmare. From the player experience, it's going to be really bad. So if we release the game with a bulk crafting system and decide we need to redo it, that's a major surgery, and we don't want to do that. But it was a really tough call, but I think in the end, players will agree it was the right call. Of course, they're never going to know how bad the original crafting system was, but it wasn't as good as this one. So I'm glad to see that we're getting major improvements to crafting compared to what the system was prior, and it seems like there would have been a whole bunch of issues in general with understanding from a player perspective, but also the issues with fixing that overall if they had to rework it in the future, especially after implementing a bad system. And then they highlight all those options that you can have now in the next system, highlighting concentration, refund item, earn blessing, combine blessing, and re-bless, and the benefits of each one. We do have a dedicated video on this, so if you want to check that out, it's on screen right now and in the description below, so check that out to understand more about the crafting system in Darktide. But this seems to be a whole dilemma of issues that occurred and pretty much aligned in a weird way, being performance issues, the cash shop being overpriced and highlighting a predatory action, but the transparency given today, some of it can be kind of highly skeptical if it's actually something that was happening or did happen. But I do believe that having transparency overall is a good quality for a company, as it highlights to the passionate community and fan base that do enjoy Darktide that there is something better coming soon, and they are trying to address it and trying to fix it, which I personally think that is a great idea. Compared to other companies like 343 Industries with Halo Infinite, that took forever for any type of good change to happen until now, after a year later of the game being out. In this case, Darktide has a quicker turnover, as they're willing to acknowledge and fix mistakes, hopefully sooner than later. So this update is not scheduled at any time right now to come out, but we know that the update is in the works and it's coming out sometime soon. That's pretty much all we know, which does rework the cash shop and also highlights the new crafting system that's fully accessible in that update as well. But mates, tell me your opinions and thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to hear some discussions about these topics in the comment section down below. And if you mates did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button to show the support, click the subscribe button to keep up to date, and have notifications on, so whenever our content is out, you get to see it straight away. And join our Discord, be part of our amazing community as they complete challenges together, enjoy Darktide. We have a whole bunch of parties there just enjoying the game together. It's crazy, so make sure to join our Discord, linked in the description below. And as always, mates, it's a pleasure to have you guys on the channel as we go through this, and I'll catch you mates next time. Bye. Road to 200k subscribers. Let's get it, mates.